Them some clean burning corpses, I tell you what. Hey everybody. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. I am not Hank Hill. But I love doing Hank Hill impersonations. It's my specialty. But anyway, continuing with Huntsman's Copse. At this point in the level, very close to the end, as far as like fighting the main boss of the level. There's two bosses of Huntsman's Copse. There's one that's optional that will lead you into a covenant, and then there's one that you actually have to do to progress with the storyline. And I think this invasion, man, I can't remember if this one is new to Scholar of the First Sin or not. But anyway, much easier to take down than the Forlorn. So I would place my money on it being an older invader because his AI is not nearly as advanced. But she drops a priestess robe, and I'm not digging it too much. I'm gonna put my Viking tunic back on. I know it's not called Viking tunic, but you know, that's easier for me to pronounce than yeah. So combine that with the knight leggings, which look good with almost all armor sets. See some of these giant moths perched up there waiting to poison me. Gonna shoot them down. Got one more over here. And we get the undead lockup key. Or whatever it said, lock away, something, I don't know, it went away too quick. It's the key that will let us get to the third bonfire of Huntsman's Copse. The third one. Again, I'm not complaining, it's just, it's so weird. You go from No Man's Wharf, and it's punishing, unforgiving, one bonfire placement, and then Huntsman's Copse is like, you know what, we kind of feel bad about that whole one bonfire thing, so we're going to give you 3 in the next area, instead of adding a second one at the end of No Man's Wharf somewhere.
Who are you? I thought you were that bastard for a moment. You've set me free. Now I can find him. The cheeky prick. He won't know what hit him. I am Creighton of Mirror. I travel from land to land to hone my blade. I've heard this land was full of danger. I thought it would suit me perfectly. I joined forces with a man on the way, but he was no more than a backstabbing knave. He took the first chance he had to try and off me. I decided to set a trap for him here. But then I got trapped myself. I can't believe that I was so dense. Thank the stars that you came along. You be careful of him. Pate, I think he said. He wears this rather unusual ring. You'll know it when you see it. I've seen his type before. He kills entirely for the pleasure of it. I'm sure I won't be his last victim. The man's better off dead, I tell ya. He's a slick talker, so don't let him fool ya. Pate, the man with a strange ring. Watch out for the slimy rat. And don't you believe a word he says. I'll find the common footpad and put an end to his roguery.
Yeah. So if Pate is this game's version of Patches, then old Crichton here is this game's version of Knight Lautrec. There's going to be an interesting little relationship between the two. So anyway, he was locked up here and we let him out. Much like Night Lautrec in Dark Souls 1. So went back to Majula to go ahead and spend some souls, level up and all that. Decided to speed it up because I run around a good bit. I'm not sure why I didn't just cut this out. I just enjoy playing around with the speed. Go ahead and buy that Ferrous Lock Stone that's been staring at me for a while now. As always, if you got leftover souls, life gems, throwing knives, arrows, bolts, all that stuff is really useful.
I was hoping that you would come. I've stocked some new things that I thought that you might be into. They've been selling rather well, and I may step up operations soon.
Yeah.
I'm surprising even myself.
That's new dialogue from Mullen. The more things you buy from him, of course, the more inventory he'll have. As you can see, now he has Elite Knight armor for some reason. Who knows how he got a hold of it. And the Royal Soldier set.
Always open for business.
I actually want Mullen's armor. Or his robes, really. But I'm going to have to kill him for him. I don't want to do that just yet. I want to buy enough stuff from him to where he'll have his full inventory. And that way, you know, when he... I don't know, I just read somewhere that if you kill him early... and then you like get him back through New Game Plus or whatever, he won't have his, like, he'll never get the full inventory anymore if you kill him before he actually gets it. So I'm gonna try to get it and then kill him and then take his armor, which I know that's kind of cold. I mean, I'm not exactly proud of it, but I mean, come on, you know, those robes, it would look perfect on my character. But anyway, follow this path, fight these rogues again. I managed to get a rogue hood, but they're not dropping much of their armor, unfortunately. It's another set I would like. I want Mullen's set, and I want the rogue set. Don't have to worry about any more NPC invaders. I've done took them out. Just got to worry about snipers. Some of them shooting poison arrows at me. Eventually we're going to come across another necromancer that's going to be shooting magic. Now what I'm attempting to do here is get rid of a couple of skeletons where I can try and shoot back at this sniper who's shooting at me. I'm not really sure what I was looking for just there. Probably that skeleton, truth be told. There goes that phantom kind of freaking me out. Yeah, I was going to rush him, and then I kind of panicked because I saw the dust coming down from that moth, and I'm like, wonder if I can get in a good position to snipe this guy. Go back to my original idea of using my crossbow. Or at least taking down the moth, you know, where I don't have to contend with both of them. So I'm looking, and it appears I have a clear shot at him, but yeah. Thank you, Dark Souls 2. I go try and place my shot on him. And I'm hit by a poison arrow, and at that point I'm just like, you know what? Heck with it. This is just not even worth it. Just rush in and blitzkrieg this guy. There we go. Easy enough, right? Well, there's more of them. My club is better than yours, sir. It may look the same, but mine's been reinforced with titanite. There we go. Get a flame butterfly for our troubles. Trying to hit this zombie sitting there. But I'm doing a much better job at knocking against the wall. But jump attacks will never let you down. Well, until they do, I guess. So there's that magic sniper I was talking about. We got another rogue jumping down trying to get us. The dual wielder of knives, who loves to spin and flip and do cartwheels. Yeah, you kind of have to go around to get to him. How about that waterfall? How about this whole area? Maybe it's just me, but I just really like this area. Ooh, excuse me. Been up a while. It's getting about time for me to go to bed. It's early in the morning. I gotta rest up for night shift work. So unfortunately, I get to be an essential employee, quote unquote. But hey, I am thankful to still be able to work and have a job. So there's our necromancer. And I almost die right here. Start panic rolling, and I'm like, well, that's not working, so it's gonna have to start panic R1 spamming. So look at that. Skeletons are just... I mean, if this were Dark Souls 1, I would have died there. It's funny. It's like Dark Souls, yeah, it's kind of a hard game, especially the first time you play it. If you played it a lot, you know, it's, of course, it's not going to be that difficult for you. You're used to it. You know, it's like riding a bicycle, but, you know, it's hard the first time you play. It has parts of it that are difficult. Things that will challenge you, things that keep you on your toes. That's kind of the Souls formula. Dark Souls 2 does it as well, but just in different ways. Way different ways. Like, through increased fall damage. I mean, you'll have mobs of enemies that will come after you and swarm on you. And, like the first area, like Cardinal Tower and all that. The Forest of the Fallen Giants. Then here, it's like, you get to the skeletons, which in Dark Souls 1 are some of the most hyper-aggressive enemies in the entire game that will just shred you to bits, no matter what level you are if you're not careful. And they're completely nerfed in Dark Souls 2. Again, I'm not complaining. It's just, it's weird and different and kind of funny. So come back around to open up that switch that we saw earlier. I think I saw in the last video. And at first I was like, whose summon sign is this? Creighton. For some reason, like, I never realized you could summon Creighton in Dark Souls 2 at all. I never knew he had a summon sign there. So that's like the first time I've seen it. I'm like, huh. Well, heck yeah, I'll summon you. Why not? Let's see what you can do. He's not that great, unfortunately. So anyway, I don't know, I had to pause there for a little bit. I think I had to, like, take a bathroom break or something. I don't know what was going on there, but I cut that out. And here in a bit, I'm going to head for the boss, because there's not much left to do at this point. got a pyromancy there. I think I got combustion or great combustion. One of them. I'm gonna have to mess around with pyromancy. I never used it much in Dark Souls 2 because it was rightfully nerfed. I mean, let's face it, pyromancy in Dark Souls 1 is extremely OP. But I'm pretty sure it can still be a lot of fun. So eventually, once I get my stats in order and, get my pyromancy flame reinforced and all that, I do plan on using some, especially Flame Swathe. I do have some experience using it from my very first playthrough, and it is a good pyromancy. Oh, excuse me. Looking around at my different weapon buffs, wishing that I had some charcoal pine resin. But again, ultimately settling for aromatic ooze, which I eventually hope to have a lot of. Or maybe I can just get the spell magic weapon. That'd be pretty cool too. So the Skeleton Lords. Again, I gotta make a comparison to Bloodborne. It's like the Shadows of Yharnam, except similar but different. Every Skeleton Lord you kill will spawn skeletons. Who would have thought? One of them spawns like Skeleton Knights, the other one spawns like Skeleton Fencers, and the third one spawns Bone Wheels. The way I approach this fight, I kill one Skeleton Lord at a time, and pretty much, if you just stay moving, run around the room, they won't gang up on you too bad. And all the Skeleton Lords, all the Skeleton Knights and stuff they summon, they all are part of the health bar. So everything you kill, it gets you closer to defeating the boss. In the original Dark Souls 2, I can remember that when you killed a Skeleton Lord, 3 enemies would spawn. Only 3. They increase that amount substantially for Scholar of the First Sin, and it makes sense. The battle, it's still not terribly difficult. It's really not, even though I have a couple of close calls here and there. It's not a terrible boss fight, and honestly, it was a bit easy originally. Like, see, the Skeleton Fencers, they almost do me in there. I have to run away and heal. But I mean, it's not like the game doesn't give you plenty of opportunity to do that. And especially having Creighton with me to tank, that just makes it all the easier. I always fought this boss without having a summon. I didn't even know one was there. That's just crazy. And it's funny because, I mean, to advance Creighton's plotline, I don't think you have to summon him. You do have to summon Pate for the last giant, but you don't have to summon Creighton as far as I know. So yeah, just taking them all out one by one, letting them gang up on my Jolly Cooperator here. And the one that shoots magic, I always try to save to last, because that's where the Bone Wheel skeletons spawn in. But not that many of them spawn because the entire health bar for the boss is already pretty low, so I only had to contend with 2 of them. You never want to contend with a whole bunch of Bone Wheel skeletons. Even though, like all skeleton enemies kind of got nerfed a little bit in Dark Souls 2. With enough of them, it still ain't no joke. So yeah, relatively easy boss. Not bad. Kind of fun though. It's different, than some of the other bosses we've fought so far. A little bit more to keep you on your toes. So we pull the lever to move the bridge down, and we're fixing to go into the next area. Whatever could it be? We just went through No Man's Wharf, which was like a ghost pirate ship Viking area. Went through Huntsman's Copse, which was a spooky forest with torch hollows and hunchbacks and lots of rogues. So now we come to kind of a mountainous area. Called Earthen Peak. Poison is going to be a thing here. Not Earthen Peak, you dummy. Harvest Valley. Earthen Peak is later. It's after Harvest Valley. I was close. It's in the same neighborhood. And poison is kind of a thing in both areas, so yeah. Gonna go ahead and, before I do anything else, there is an NPC there that I'm gonna talk to, but
Is that a here?
gonna go ahead and do the whole Majula run. Give her my Estus Flash Shard, do some more leveling up. Get that strength up. After that, I might put a few more points into attunement and maybe endurance, vitality a little bit. But I need to start leveling up my faith and my intelligence so I can start throwing around some spells and all that good stuff.
Bearer of lest this.
So, closing thoughts. I don't have many. I'm enjoying the Let's Play so far. I'm enjoying recording my voice again. I appreciate everybody who's given me the little handful of views that I've got. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you later with more Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. And until then, y'all take care.